Hi, people. It's me again, obviously. Interesting story, honestly. Um, I'm gonna try to keep it as short as possible. A long time ago, I had a customer. He was a long-standing customer. It was a guy from the U.S. And he essentially was a customer of mine ever since the beginning. Back when I was still on Fiverr, back when I was like a level 7, level 8 magician, and I knew him throughout the year. We had like a brief falling out of like a half a year to a year, but then in 2018 I reconnected with him, and he was a customer of mine until the 20s, so like 2020. So this guy was like with me since for years, 5 years, 6 years, you name it. And in my Cairo era, for people that have been following me, because the Cairo was so overpowered, I noticed that it essentially made me butt heads with some customers, and he was one of them. But again, long story short, the problem was that he essentially indirectly accused me of scamming him or overcharging him. Let's just say the conversation was something like this. He essentially told me back in the day that he essentially was interested in buying my courses, and he reached out to me, and I told him, hey, since you last reached out to me, I released a couple of courses. And then he was like, nah, I'm good, thanks. I'm like, okay. And at a certain point he was like, I know you're all about the money, so it's okay. I'm like, what? Now, one way you want to piss me, if you really want to piss me off, one way to do it is to essentially accuse me of being greedy or overcharging you or something like that. Not overcharging, or of being a scammer or something like that. That's definitely a surefire way to metaphorically piss me off. Again, over the course of my career, I banned people for life. Customers. I don't care how much money you have. You could have $100,000, a million. I don't care. Honestly, you want to piss me off? That's the way to do it. Now, guess what the problem was? Long story short, he's gullible, and he actually went to some kind of guru, in in his respective location. Again, he lived in the US, so he met some kind of guru, and I could tell that the entire way that from talking to him and listening to what he had to say, that this guy essentially poisoned his mind against me. This guy essentially told him, oh no, the guy sounds like he cares only about the money. You have to pay so much, it's so expensive, blah 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 blah, etc. I can help you out for like free or a lot less, you name it. He essentially went to some kind of retreat or something, and he met some kind of Indian guru or something like that, one of those turban wearing guys. No offense to them, obviously. And when push came to shove, I told him, hold on for a second. So, if you seriously think in all the years that we've worked together that I know you so intimately and vice versa, that you were a customer since the beginning, you known me ever since I still look vastly differently. I was still skinny as fuck and everything. And you seriously want to insinuate because you're so gullible to the point that despite the aforementioned, that we've known each other so long, you still believe a guy that you only just met over your experience with me, your extensive experience with me. No, 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 no. If you seriously want to do so, then go to him. It's that simple. See how far you get. End of story. And I simply said, no, no, no. You're banned for life as a customer. It's that simple. I'm gonna do you a favor, the both of us a favor. I'm gonna do you a huge favor and myself an even bigger favor. And I'm telling you hereby to piss off. It's that simple to me. And I'm done. I'm like, I don't care what you want to do. I don't care how much money you have. No, 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 no. In your book, what? I'm a scammer, according to you, according to your friend. I'm a scammer. No problem. I won't ever scam you ever again, and you won't ever have to spend a dime on me. Fair fucking well. Goodbye permanently. End of story. And that was the end of it. That was 2020 approximately, or 2021. 2020. Now, guess what? I think like a couple of months ago, I had a dream, and of course, a dream with me is a message. My astral body, so my spirit, is essentially sending me a message, like like a text message notification, essentially, or better said, a WhatsApp video, um, in which I was notified essentially that the guy, he is not in some trouble, but he could use some help again, and he can't think of anyone else, and he obviously, so he essentially like misses me and he wants to become a customer again. But the reason he doesn't reach out to me is because he knows I'm gonna tell him to fuck off essentially. And essentially, when I woke up, I said to myself, well, at least he's aware of that much. Yes, I will tell you to fuck off. What do you expect from me? This is someone that I treated so well that I told him, because there were times when he essentially wanted to push himself so far financially so that he could afford me, to the point where like he like didn't buy adequate food, etc. And I told him, I was like, hey, hold on for a second. I appreciate the business, but listen, man, you need to take care of yourself. You need to, I don't want you to like sell yourself short to the point where you skip out on basic, essential life necessities just so you can afford me. Because if that's the case, then we can come to another agreement or something, if you're overreaching financially, just so that you have stuff to spare. Because I don't want someone to do something like that just so they can afford me, unless it's their own decision. And in his case, it was his own decision. He said, no, it's okay, don't worry about it. I'm like, okay, I want you. Okay, cool. You want to eat like beans just so you can afford me? It's purely your decision. It's all on you. But I'm simply saying that generally speaking, I don't want someone to starve themselves just so they can afford me. Like, oh, I'm not going to eat just so I can afford Molino surfaces. No! It's not going to do you a lot of good if you're completely malnourished. Yeah, no, but that's simply a story I wanted to give people. He was one of my longest running customer. It was like a white guy from the US. Um, he was somewhat of a redneck, no offense. He wasn't stupid or anything, but yeah, he was a typical redneck like kind of guy. And yeah, like I said, my astral body notified me a couple of months ago, and I was like, oh yeah, really, that's the case. I don't care. You legitimately want to piss me off. Legitimately. It's happened over the course of my career, I think, 5, 6 times. I will openly tell you to piss off, and that will be the end of it permanently. No and ifs or buts with me. It's a death sentence. Like I said, I don't care if you become Elon Musk's assistant and you're worth millions, tens of millions. I don't care what you want to offer me. I will tell you to fuck off. I'm gonna be like you. I told you to piss off, and you seem to not be able to understand the concept of pissing off. So maybe I need to seriously raise my voice towards you. And you seriously want to see me when I'm angry. End of story.